Hello Udemy, I am Shazad Ahmad from Shakespeare.com and welcome in lecture number 4. Today we are going to talk about MVC, what is MVC and what is MVC approach. First of all, MVC is a design pattern. It's a pattern, so we are not going to learn patterns. If you are not familiar with design pattern, ignore that. So you should consider that it's a pattern, so we are going to follow that pattern. So when you write your applications using PHP 4 or you have a application in PHP 4, you always write your HTML, CSS and JavaScript code inside your a single file. Either it's a index.php file or it's XYZ file. It's depend upon you. We are talking about core PHP or PHP 4. So just call the PHP 5 whenever you write a code using PHP 5. So you have your classes, you have your separate classes, you have your methods, you have your attributes. So first of all, we are not going to learn object-oriented programming in PHP in this series, but just I am telling you. So CodeIgniter providing you approach which is called MVC, model view controller approach. And by the way, MVC is a stand for model view controller. So what is the controller? Controller is a navigator. It can communicate with your model, okay, and it can send the request to your you can say it's an intermediator. You can CodeIgniter overview. You can find the documentation here. Model view controller. What is the model view controller? You can see controller server as an intermediate between the model and the views. Okay, it's a mediator between the model and views. First of all, if you can hit the first of all, for suppose you are saying that Shakespeare.com, that means you are generating a request. So who is accepting that request? Because index.php is accepting that request, so it's checking some security. Then here your flowchart, you can see your flowchart, routing, security. Then your controller can handle the request and it can communicate with model, libraries, helper, and it reply you as a HTML, because you always build your HTML, you always build your layout, or you always create your front end in using view. So it can load your view, and after that, because it's a loaded view, okay, we will talk about loaded view. So what is controller? Okay, so it's a controller. It can communicate with your model, libraries, and helpers. Okay, so what is your model? Model, in simple words, you can say model represent your data structures. Data structures means it can always communicate with the database. For suppose you have generated a request, controller can handle this request, and if you are connected with database, it can send some informations, or it may send some send some informations to the model, and model can reply to the controller, and controller can reply. Controller always communicate with view as well as model. So model, in simple words, you can write your SQL statements. SQL statements means insert, update, delete. If you are performing CRUD operations, insert, update, delete. So you can always write that type of code in the model sections. So model sections, we always use our database queries like select, static, or update, insert, delete in the model field. We will see that how can we write some SQL statement using query builder or active records. So you always write your HTML code, HTML, CSS, JavaScript code inside the view. So we will talk about views, we will talk about model, and we will see how your controller communicate with your model and send the data to the view. So for now, it's enough. I think it's enough for today, and it's always, I am Shahzad Ahmed from Shakesy.com. If you have any question and confusion, feel free to ask me or leave a comment, leave a message below the comment, below the video. So thank you for watching.